Okay, so welcome to this morning's class. I am so happy to be on my mat with you. I was just saying that one of my children is under the weather, and it's challenging looking after people. And one of my very good friends' dad has got, is it called RSV? And he's in the Royal Infirmary, and she's kind of dealing with him. So we're going to do a practice which is specifically for people that are caring for other people. And if that doesn't apply to you at the moment, thank your lucky stars. And if it doesn't apply to you, you can just kind of focus all the attention on caring for yourself. But the spotlight is going to be on us anyway, and just kind of reconnecting to our own needs. So it's a lovely slow flow. We'll start with some breathing. So just get yourself into position, crossed legs or kneeling. Have a couple of rolls into the shoulders, forwards, up and back. I'm also going to take you through 5 kind of things that we can focus on, which comes from the Buddhist legacy, lineage. So bring your hands onto your knees, bend your elbows, just feel those shoulders starting to relax a little bit. Close your eyes. Bring your focus onto your body and notice if you're leaning forwards, back, to the left or to the right, and center yourself. So you're sitting 50-50 on both sides of the bottom, and lengthen up through your back. So just kind of taking out any concertina closed areas of your back, your tummy, your chest, and the side of your body. Out loud or in your head, you can say, I'm practicing yoga. This is my practice. I'm on my mat. And then start to breathe. So just free breathing. Comfortable breathing. I'm just going to scan us or take us through a scan of the body as we breathe. So let's start down at the feet, and as you take these breaths in and out, see if you can detect any sensation in your feet and your toes. So just breathing in and out now. Could be to do with temperature, could be a tingly sensation. And then breathing into the lower legs. And breathing out of the lower legs. Breathing into the thighs. Breathing out of the thighs. Breathing into the pelvis and the hips. Breathing in. And breathing out the pelvis and the hips. Breathing into the area around the navel and below. And releasing the area between the navel and the top of the pelvis. Breathing in towards the solar plexus and the back of the ribs. And exhaling solar plexus, back of ribs. Breathe into your heart space, top of the chest, breathing in. And breathing out behind the heart, in front of the heart, round the heart. Breathe into your throat and your neck, inhale. Breathe out, throat and neck. Breathe into the third eye center between the brows. Breathe out, third eye center. Breathe into the crown of your head. And breathe out, crown of the head. And now breathe into every single one of those areas, full body breath. All the way in, all the way out, smooth metronomic pace. And 3 more full body breaths from toes to crown of head. No rush, all the way in and all the way out. From crown of head to feet, breathing in. And breathing out. And then focus on one specific point that we went through. And breathe into that area, whether it's anywhere on the face, the torso, the pelvis, or the legs. Breathing in now to that area. And a big sigh, maybe with sound. Open your eyes, notice how you feel, maybe a bit brighter. We're just going to spin the wrists like a stirring or magic spell casting. Other direction. Clickety maybe, clickety wrists, maybe one more than the other. And then imagine 2 walls next to you that are kind of just boxing you in, and just push them away. So hands facing out, and then just make space for yourself, side to side, left to right. Just create a little bit of personal space. Keep the walls there. We'll bring the hands together, interlaced, and start to move the wrists. I'm just moving my hands side to side, my fists side to side. Don't let the breath drop out. Maybe pull the fist back, so kind of a flexing action, maybe back of right wrist, right fist to wrist, and then other side. And then more of a kind of figure of 8. So just an elongated 8 on its side. Keep breathing, interlace, keep interlacing, push palms forwards, push palms up, have a generous stretch. We'll breathe here for 3, 2, maybe tilting the chest up, maybe back bending a little, last breath. And then horizontal chin, break free with the hands, just interlace the fingers behind your back, maybe the unusual way, so one finger up more than normal. Pull your shoulders back, squeeze an imaginary object between your shoulder blades. When the next inhale comes, take it. Stay as you are or delicately lean forwards, don't bash your nose, so just a slow, tentative bow, like we practice at the end of our yoga practice. Inhale to rise up. See if you can keep the hands but cross the legs in the other way. So it's a micro boat as we uncross and recross. Weird way. Breathe in, lift your chest, shoulders back. Tummy in, slow fold. Inhale, pull yourself up. Good. Breathe the hands, let's just shake them out. And we're going to come up to mountain pose. So just make sure you've got a nice clear mat. Slowly rise up and just take your time to come into Tadasana. I'm just going to light a candle. Let's bring ourselves all the way up to mountain pose. Start to bring your weight into your feet and legs. Perfecto. So we're going to take the right hand. I'm going to mirror you, right hand, right leg, left hand up. Press the right hand palm firmly into the hip thigh, and then see how it feels to take a little side stretch. Maybe you bump the hip to the left, but stay rooted, grounded through the feet. Bring yourself up by pressing into your feet. Change sides. Left hand palm into your thigh hip. Right hand sweeps up. Breathe in. Grow roots through your feet. On an exhale, side bend, maybe sliding left hand down the outer line of your thigh. Maybe the hip bumps. And then press strongly into your feet. Reorganize yourself into a straight columnar position. Parallel the feet if they're not parallel, a little bit of space between them. I'm going to take the arms into a kind of bird's wing. Look towards your right. Oh, sorry, that way. And exhale forwards. Inhale, look to the other side like an owl. Exhale forwards. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, tuck chin, slowly bow the head, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forwards. Right ear towards right shoulder, just tilt your head back to center, breathe in. And opposite side tilt. Back to center, release the hands, open up the eyes. I think we're coming into a tree pose. Oh no, not yet. That's the future. So we're going to take the arms, maybe do it this way. No, I'll do it facing you. I'm going to take the left hand and the right hand out into a T. I'm going to take the left arm across the chest, and the right hand is going to sweep behind us. So kind of different twist, but definitely you can feel that in your waist. As if we were about to kind of whirl round, whirling dervish round, and then spin open back into T-shaped arms. On the exhale, opposite arm crosses over your chest and your back arm reaches behind you. And then just find your way between these poses. We'll always come forward and open into a T to inhale. Crossing the arm, exhale, twisting. Facing the front, inhaling, T-shaped arms. Crossing and twisting. One more, inhale, T-shape. Cross your arm over your chest, spin to the back of the room. T-shaped arms, gazing forwards. Cross your arm over your chest and reach behind you. Good, come back to the center. Come into what I have copyrighted as rolling pin arms. So in your T-shaped arms, imagine you're rolling out a massive pastry or massive dough. And imagine the rolling pin, just the spread of your arms. So your hands, arms are going in the same direction. For now, the shoulders are also rotating and stretching into your chest and your back. Good. And then turning this more into a wringing out of a towel. So if you come back to T-shaped, palms down, one hand goes up and one hand goes back. So it's more like a wringing out of a wet tea towel or towel. Good. Lovely. So just find your way, opposite rolls. Good. And then back to T-shape, palms down, back to T-shape, palms up. Bring your arms together like a big jaw closing and settle your thumbs on your chest. Before we move on, I just want to introduce these 5 ideas from the Buddhist tradition. So the first, we're not going to pause on them for now, but we will at the end of the practice. I just want to kind of sow the seeds. So the 5 ideas, the first one is gratitude. Please keep breathing as I go through these, just in case there's any like rise of emotion that you just want to kind of purge with the out breath. The next one is impermanence, so flux, change. The third one is compassion. The fourth is wisdom. The fifth is peace. Bow your head, open your eyes, release your arms, take a wider stance. So visualizing a kind of laboursome activity. We're going to reach towards the right foot with our hands, as if we were just picking up some object. And then we're going to fling it up and over the body, and maybe imagine that we're just chucking it over the opposite shoulder. Or it could be like swinging a big axe. So we'll just keep going on one side towards one foot on the diagonal, and then heaving a burden away from you. So you'll notice again that it's twisty. We need our breath. Exhale for the chuck. Good, let's do 2 more. Chucking away anything that's not serving us. So this can be a good metaphor all the way up and over the shoulder. Just pause in that shape, kind of quite sculptural. And then come back to the center. Grab your ribs with your hands and breathe firmly into your lungs. So feel the expansion of the ribs and the diaphragm as you breathe in. And then huge out breath, maybe sticking out the tongue. And now move your jaw from side to side, or move your tongue in your mouth, or open and close your mouth. So maybe a jaw, side to side. Maybe an open and a closed mouth. Maybe sticking the tongue out. And then we'll take the other side. So we're going to go towards the opposite leg this time. So reaching down to collect your object. Swish it up and over and chuck it over your shoulder. And then back down we go. We're going to do 4. And up and over. Maybe on this side, try the exhale down. Inhale for sweep up and away. 2 more, all the way down to that ankle. And then throw it away. Good, last one. And over and away. And then just pause in that kind of Grecian sculpture pose. Come back to the center, come into an X position. You're going to turn your heels in and your toes out, and your arms are in a V. You look like a letter X. Bring the hands together or clap them together above your head. Slowly lower them down through the midline. Place your thumbs on your chest. Bring your feet together back into mountain, and bring your fingertips or your palms onto your shoulders. Elbows come out, breathe in. Elbows gather together, exhale. Let the inhale guide the opening of the elbows. They can be in line, or you can pull them back towards the back of the room. And then exhale, they're going to come forward and lightly tap. Inhaling, just go with your rhythm. And close your eyes for this one. And let's just slow everything down, just coming into enjoying being and moving and breathing. Last one. Finishing on a tap. Bring your elbows out and down, just let them dangle by the sides of the body. We're going to come into a kind of half chair position. So just like not quite as deep as normal. And then bring your hands onto your knees or your thighs. Feet parallel and underneath your knees. Knees over the ankles. Can you lengthen from your knee to your hip? So kind of pull the bottom back a little bit. We're going to take cat-cows in this shape if it feels okay. So just be sensitive to your own needs. Let's start by pulling the head forwards like a tortoise just coming out of its shell. Good. And then let's lift up. So the cow option, shoulders back, and then kind of tipping my tailbone up. And then the cat shape, tuck the pelvis, excuse me, and tuck your chin. Oh, that feels so good. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. So just find a bit of the movement that feels good to kind of linger in. And then use your breath to keep going. We'll do 3 more rounds. And 2. See how it feels to press into the balls of the feet and maybe lift the 10 toes. Good, last one. Stretch your belly as you inhale into cow. And then tuck up into a rounded ball as we come into chair cat. Come back to the center, slowly rise, just stroking your thighs as you come up. Imagine you wearing tight jeans, bring your hands behind you, slot your hands into your jeans pockets. Then tuck the elbows back. Stand tall and strong. We're going to take a micro back bend. I'm pressing into the back of my hips, imagining my jeans pockets. Elbows are tucking towards each other. I'm going to press in and down. Lift up my chest as if there was a thread being drawn to the sky. So my eyes are up, nose up, shoulder, head facing back and up. And then lengthen into your spine, into your front, into your ribs. So it's not a deep, deep back bend. Just a little bit of an open, uplifting movement. Keep pressing firmly into your jeans. Now start to bring yourself up slowly, vertical position. Bring the hands by the sides of the body, widen your feet, maybe as wide as your yoga mat. Hands onto the shins, breathing in. Exhale, slide the hands down. We'll come into a kind of medium distance feet forward fold. So all the way into a nice drape. So hold your legs, your ankles, hold your big toes. And once you've found the arm position, focus on the top of the back, your neck, your shoulders, all draping towards the yoga mat. Big stretch to the back of the thighs. Breathe deep. I'm going to use a straw breath on the exhale. So it's a bit like a candle blowing out breath through pursed lips. A slow exhale. It's called a straw breath. It would be in through the nose. And a steadying exhale through your pursed lips as if you were blowing a candle. In through the nose. Out through the pursed lips. In through the nose. Out through pursed lips. At the end of the exhale, engage your muscles and rise all the way up with a flat back or a rounded back. Use the long length of your mat. We're going to come into goddess position. So wide feet back into the toes, wide heels in. Let's make one fist, one piece of paper, like rock, paper, scissors. Place your fist on your chest, breathe in. So it's quite wide. And then the bottom drops down underneath the shoulders and the knees are wide, wide, wide. So there is a propensity for the knees to want to just collapse in. So you could always use your hands to open them. They're opening towards the third toe. So I can feel in my own body that there's like a kind of crampy sensation in my left glute. So I'm just going to come out of the pose, breathe in. Sink back into it and see if my body adjusts. So just making any little miniature adjustments if you need to. So a bit different to, I was surprised that time I went to the gym and the squat is much more bum back, but in yoga it's more, the bottom is underneath the torso. Let's rise, pressing into feet and toes, straight legs. Just to keep the mind engaged, let's make a fist with the opposite hand and wrap it up with the opposite hand. Exhale, drop down into goddess. It's going to give you some peace and quiet to breathe for 5 breaths. Bear with it, even though it's challenging. 2 more. Last one. I feel your pain. Well done. Let's straighten up. Ugh, good to do hard things. We're going to wrap our hands around the waist, heel toe feet together, and we're going to come into a low version of a squat. If you're not in the mood for a squat, please just stay in standing and breathing. If you're okay to come down into a squat, you can also always use a block or brick under your bottom. Oof. So coming into that lower version of Malasana, yogi squat, and maybe taking the elbows to the knees. Maybe closing your eyes. So apparently one way of detecting whether we have a shallow or a deeper ball in the hip and the ball and socket joint of the hip. If squatting is easy-ish for you, it might be that you have a shallow ball. And if it's a bit more tricky, it might be that the ball and socket joint, the socket is much kind of deeper, like much more of a deep ball. If you're still with me, take your right hand down. Use the back of the arm just to kind of press in towards your thigh and knee, and then reach up as if you were just getting something from a tall shelf or an elephant's trunk, reaching, looking up, twist your chest. Oh. And then we'll swap sides, opposite fingertips down. Just use your arm as a ledge for your thigh or vice versa, and then just reaching up for an object that's just on a tall shelf. And looking round towards the right. Beautiful, come back to the center. We're going to stand up and forward fold. So lift your bottom, fold over your legs, and take a huge exhalation. Couple of breaths in forward fold, chin tucking. And again, big breath in and in and in. And then clear the breath. Open your mouth wide, sigh the breath. Close your mouth and bring yourself all the way up to standing. And it's time for the promised, as promised, tree. Feet coming together. As always, starting on the left. So just find your way. So I've seen recently some people practicing with their foot on a block. I'm just going to show you that option. So just getting a little bit of a lift, but still having the tree shape. Or you could have your foot on the floor or reaching for the ankle, pressing the foot into the inner thigh or into the side of your calf. Externally rotating your hip and your knee. If you've got the foot on the inner thigh, heel forwards, toes wrapping around the back of the leg. And then just find your arms, any arms, and find, please, your drishti. And grow lovely and tall. So create a bit of space in your back by lengthening the leg and the crown of the head. We're going up the way with our energy. Relax your face 100%. Breathe in and out of your nose or in through your nose and out of your mouth. Take 3 more breaths. Shoulders down. And then mindfully exiting the posture, bit by bit. We'll take the weight into the right leg. Spread your toes so you've got the best chance of staying balanced. Find your leg position, foot position. I'm wearing the best leggings for grip. They're like holding me up like cement. And then hands wherever you like. Find your drishti. Relax your face 100%. And breathe with a long leg, a long spine, crown of the head lifted, proud chest, humble chin. And just countering any wobbles. So when you feel yourself going, use the muscles of the feet, the bones of the feet to keep you upright if you can. If you topple, it's fine. We can just come back up again. Good. 3 more breaths. 1, 2. Mindfully exiting. Beautiful mountain pose. Arms all the way up and over the head. Exhale, slowly bow, forward folding. Inhale, halfway lifting. Exhale, forward folding. We're going back up the way. So it's pressing into your feet. Use your arms to lift you skywards. And as we come back down, we're going to make our way into chair pose with the arms reaching forwards, bending the knees, coming into a chair Utkatasana. Inhale, rise back up, high mountain, gaze up. Palms facing forward, slowly folding. Into a halfway lift. And back to bow. Strong feet, legs, tummy to rise the arms. Look up between your hands. Take the arms onto the horizontal plane. Drop your hips. Come into chair pose. Pause. Big breath in. We'll fold from chair, so lift your bottom, fold forwards like water coming out of a jug. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to bow. Inhale, use your feet, come all the way up, high mountain, gaze up. Arms on the horizontal plane. We're dropping back into Utkatasana. Sit on the imaginary chair. Pause here. Breathe here. Make any adjustments. Breathe in deeply and fully. Exhale, tilt yourself forwards, forward fold, like water coming out of a glass or a jug. Halfway lift, inhale. Back into that deep bow, Uttanasana. Let's rise, maybe knees are bent as we come up and lengthen from the shoulders to the elbows, to the wrists, to the tips of your fingers. Lower the arms down in a kind of karate chop, and we're back into chair pose and pause. And breathe. And inhale fully and deeply. And exhale to bow. Last time, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Back into forward folding. Let's rise, high mountain pose, look up to the sky, and settle down into chair pose. Look to the tip of your nose. We're breathing just for 3 rounds of breath. Ujjayi breathing. Well done. And 2, keep your focus. And then making use of full capacity of lungs. Last deep breath. And we're done. We're coming all the way up to mountain. Just kick out your legs a little bit. Knees and ankle flick. Other side. Beautiful. We're going to come down to sit on the yoga mat into Dandasana. So into that staff posture. And we'll just have the strap, if you've got a strap, we'll just have the strap nearby. So starting in Dandasana with the shoulders just directly over your hips, your legs are hips distance, press into the back of your heel and have your toes pointing up the way. You could use 2 blocks underneath your hands if you've got shorter arms like me, otherwise fingers or palms to the mat equally through 10 fingertips. Humble chin, just bow the head a little to stretch the back of your neck. Close your eyes. Take a few rounds of breath to fill your own cup. Especially if you do happen to be in a caring role at the moment, just remember how important it is to take care of your own needs, prioritizing your sleep, your nutrition, your hydration, your movement practice, and keeping your stress levels as low as possible. Opening the eyes, we're going to come into windscreen wiper legs. So just lean back, use your hands as a support. Place your feet on the floor. Might need to shift your bottom forwards and have the feet hips distance or wider and just have a nice side to side drop of the knees and the legs. Good. We'll come up. We're going to come back into a seated tree pose or head to knee pose. If you bring your strap into your hands, take your left foot into your right thigh. I'm no longer mirroring you, but I think it will be okay. And then place the center of the strap over the ball of your foot. Use the strap like horse reins. If you've got a very long strap, you might like to just wrap it like a boxer a couple of times around your wrists. Pull the reins of your foot. So shoulders are pulling back, as if you were kind of stopping a fast galloping horse. And then if you like, you can wrap the strap and you can come into more of a fold over the extended leg. But we've got a little bit of support from that taut strap. Tuck your chin, release, relax your shoulders, and lengthen the crown of the head towards the top of the foot, but don't strain your knee. Noticing how it feels to be breathing in this more crumpled position. Just do your best to get the breath in and out. Pull the belly in. You can use the pelvic floor muscles and we'll rise up. We're going to change the legs. And then just free yourself, give yourself a bit of length on the strap. The same on this side, option to put something soft underneath your right thigh or your right knee. And then hook the foot with your strap and come into reins. So your hands are pulling towards your chest, your shoulders are pulling back. Just remember the last time you were on a horse or a pony. And then if you want to fold, we might need to just wrap the strap a couple of times around the fingers and allow a folding idea. So you're coming down, just squidging down towards that leg. Crown reaching towards the top of your foot. And then eyes closing, couple of breaths. You will zip and rise. Just get yourself away from your strap, put the strap away. Come into more of a straddle position. And I'm going to try and mirror you again. So very challenging for me to do this. Left foot to right thigh. So similar to the pose that we were in, but it's a much broader spectrum. And then we're going to go towards the extended leg foot, which for you is your right. So you could do it as a side angle pose, forearm to thigh, arm reaches up and over. It's a nice version, I like that one. Or you could come out of that and reach for your foot and maybe wrap the left arm around to the back of your waist. So quite a lot going on here. It's quite a deep stretch. Wherever you are, a couple of breaths, softening, leaning. Aren't we lucky with our healthy, mobile bodies, strong bodies? And then release to rise. Just make sure that your organs are back in position, and we'll lean back and change the legs, opposite stretch. Foot to thigh, nice and flex through the foot, just to kind of make the legs lovely and stable. A side angle pose. That feels really, really nice for me today. Or if you want to do the slightly deeper stretch, just reach for the big toe, wrap the right arm around the back of your waist. You're leaning, but you're twisting as well. Come back to the center. Remember, all of these poses are always here for us at any time of day. Bring yourself back together. We're going to lay down and come into bridge. So we're just coming into the kind of embers of the practice. Come down onto your back, feet towards your bottom with your feet parallel and flat. Imagine looking at yourself from above. Your shoulders should be in line with your hips, in line with your feet and knees. Your spine is as straight as it can be, depending on any curvature that we naturally have. Chin tucking, palms down and reaching towards the ankle bone, or that area, and then tilt the pelvis towards you as you lift your bottom, lift your low back and your rib cage. So press into the backs of your arms, back of the top of the back, draw the knees forwards, come into a vibrant bridge, use your big toes. Breathe here, try not to press in or don't press into the back of your neck. Knees forwards, shins forwards, pelvis up, glutes squeezing, thighs squeezing towards each other for 3 and 2. And then a gentle roll out, like you're rolling out the carpet, slowly, slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Come down onto your back. Maybe just move the feet forwards an inch. Relax the arms. Relax your body as you take a couple of breaths. I'm going to keep the left leg as it is bent. Bring your right leg into your tummy. Perfect. Options to stay here and hold the shin or the thigh of the right leg, or kick the right leg up to the sky. And maybe sliding the left foot away. So you've got this perpendicular, if that's the right word, this 90-degree angle potentially. So you look as if you're creating half 2 sides of a box if the legs are straight, otherwise you're tucked in with your right leg. Point and flex your right foot. Bring the right thigh to your tummy. Bring the right foot to the floor. Place it, bring the left leg in and hold your thigh, your shin, or kick the left leg. One leg's going to feel a bit more spacious. You know what I mean. And then the right leg's going to push down the mat. So heel to the floor with your toes pointing up. Lovely. And then just point your toes and flex your foot. And point and flex. I just want to do yoga all the time. Like if I could just do it as like a as a job, but like for 8 hours a day, I'd be so happy. And then left thigh comes in, right thigh comes in. Hold your knees or shins or back of your legs and just have a nice little roll over your back. Well done. So I'm going to leave your next posture up to you. Obviously, we've got Shavasana in a few minutes, but I just wanted to go through those 5 ideas again. So you could lay down or you could come to sit for this bit. Once you've had a good roll over your back. If it's a little chilly where you're practicing, please can you wrap up? And I'll just slowly go through those ideas. So let's begin, starting with the first word, which is gratitude, being grateful And this time, let's just engage in a practice of gratitude. So please, even if it feels a little bit uncomfortable, just trying to get comfy with this practice, scientifically proven to be so beneficial. It's a good way to start and finish the day. So I am grateful for, and then just go for it. Just finishing up now. Any last gratitudes? And then the second one, please keep breathing for this one because I feel like it can be a little challenging. The idea of impermanence. Everything is subject to change. Living as a human on this planet is being in a state of flux quite a lot of the time, and acknowledging that there are ebbs and flows, highs and lows, transitions to adapt to. And then moving on to compassion, being compassionate to yourself, kind thoughts, kind words, and kind actions. Being compassionate to your nearest and your dearest, your friends and your neighbours and strangers, if we can. The next one is wisdom. I'm going to slash that into discernment. It's making the right choices, trusting your judgment. The body's wisdom, your gut instinct. And this one is peace, peace of mind. Feeling peaceful in our bodies, in our environments, in our relationships, in the world. I'm going to repeat those 5 words because I think they can be quite a nice set of words to use as a mantra. So I'll just say them a couple of times so that you can embed them if you want, just sowing the seeds of a possible kind of support system in the form of a mantra. Gratitude, impermanence, compassion, wisdom, and peace. So just trying to say them with me. Gratitude, impermanence, compassion, wisdom, and peace. Let's just bring the thumbs to the third eye just to kind of seal all of that info in. Thank you, Buddhists. I might become a Buddhist, go and live in a very quiet sanctuary with other Buddhists. And then let's come down to the ground. And we're going to take rest. So we've just got a few minutes, but you can stay for longer if you've got the time. Get yourself as comfortable as you can on a mat on the floor. Press into all of your points of contact, cover yourself up. Take a big breath in through your nose. Big breath out, big sigh, release. So we've built our yoga armor for the day. Let's just allow it to percolate through our bodies as we rest for 2 minutes. leave us in Shavasana today, we'll close the practice by bringing the hands into a prayer position, matching up your thumbs and all of your fingers in your palms. If it feels right, rest your thumbs on your heart space or up to the third eye. Thanking ourselves for bringing ourselves to the mat today. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.